Thanks, Colin. After spending the last 4 years in the blue half of Manchester, the League Cup is getting a new home. But will it be West London or Merseyside? Well, ahead of kick-off, the football family joins together to show solidarity with the people of Ukraine and all of those affected by the ongoing conflict.
The Chief Operations Officer of Carabao Group, and the Deputy Managing Director. Wembley Stadium, please be upstanding. Ahead of kick-off today, we would ask everyone here, no matter what your club colours are, to show solidarity with the people of Ukraine and all those affected by the ongoing conflict. In times of adversity,
and every single supporter in this stadium applauding and showing their support for the people of Ukraine. Flags, signs and warmth.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stay standing for the national anthem sung by international recording artist Twinny Lee Moore alongside British Sign Language interpreter Ed Bridger.
Well, let's take a look at the team news then, starting with Chelsea. There are 2 changes from the Champions League win over Lille. Andreas Christensen misses out, so Trevor Chalobah comes in, and Mason Mount starts in place of the injured Hakim Ziyech. There's no place again in the starting 11 for Romelu Lukaku, so Kai Havertz, so often the man for the big occasion, leads the attack. Reece James is on the bench, having not featured since the end of December due to injury. Jurgen Klopp has kept his promise by starting Kevin Kelleher in goal. The Irishman's played a key role en route to the final. The only other change from the Leeds victory in the week sees Jordan Henderson recalled, who's the only player left from Liverpool's last League Cup win a decade ago. The front three is, as expected, Mo Salah, 27 goals already, joined by Sadio Mane and Luis Diaz, who could lift the trophy on just his 6th appearance for the club. Diogo Jota is fit enough to make the bench. Well, let's take a look at the team news then, starting with Chelsea. There are 2 changes from the Champions League win over Lille. Andreas Christensen misses out, so Trevor Chalobah comes in, and Mason Mount starts in place of the injured Hakim Ziyech. There's no place again in the starting 11 for Romelu Lukaku, so Kai Havertz, so often the man for the big occasion, leads the attack. Reece James is on the bench, having not featured since the end of December due to injury.
Number 14, Trevor Chalobah. Number 19, Mason Mount. Number 28, and Chelsea captain, Cesar Azpilicueta.
Jurgen Klopp has kept his promise by starting Kevin Kelleher in goal. The Irishman's played a key role en route to the final. Jordan Henderson is recalled. He's the only player left from Liverpool's last League Cup win a decade ago. There is a late change. Thiago was due to start, injured in the warm-up. His place goes to Naby Keita. The front three is as expected. Mo Salah, 27 goals already, joined by Sadio Mane and Luis Diaz, who could lift the trophy on just his 6th appearance for the club. Diogo Jota is fit enough to make the bench. So it all boils down to this. 2 heavyweights remain. In the red corner, Liverpool aiming for a record 9th League Cup win. In the blue corner, Chelsea striving to win it for a 6th time. Pat Nevin alongside me. What an occasion we have here today.
Well, 2 of the best teams in world football just now playing against each other, so it should be an absolutely fantastic game. Bad news for Liverpool losing Thiago, who looked distraught before the game.
Yeah, he was in tears, wasn't he? Ahead of kick-off. So Jurgen Klopp forced to make a late alteration to his starting 11. Smashed away by Chalobah. Who are the key men to look out for?
Well, certainly, you can't watch Liverpool and not think Mo Salah. You know, there are quality players all over. You know, Luis Diaz. You do know that Sadio Mane is capable of scoring, but Salah, he is such an important player at any level at all. And I suppose you have to also look at Kai Havertz. I mean, he scored the winning goal to win the Champions League. He scored the winning goal to win the World Club Championship, so he's on a roll.
Here is Marcos Alonso for Chelsea, faced by Alexander-Arnold. Rudiger, such a cult figure for Chelsea. Kovacic. And all the way back to Edouard Mendy. 2 Germans in opposition. Jurgen Klopp against Thomas Tuchel. The first time that has happened in this particular final. Van Dijk. Well, Chelsea yet to leave London in this competition. Liverpool hoping to win it for a 9th time, their last success in 2012. Chelsea more recently lifting the trophy in 2015. But it will not be Manchester City this year who've dominated this competition. One of these 2 managers will be tasting glory in a couple of hours from now. Huge respect for each other. They followed similar paths in their coaching careers. Hoisted clear by Van Dijk. Luis Diaz, who has all the makings of becoming a Liverpool legend himself. It's a fledgling career so far in red, but he started really well.
Certainly has, and he's such an elegant player as well. I'm talking about elegance. The man of the ball, Havertz, is elegant players. You'll see, chance here for Chelsea.
Alonso chasing it down, but Alexander-Arnold putting on the afterburners. And the end result is a goal kick to Liverpool.
I think there's only going to be one winner there in a sprint between Marcos Alonso and Trent Alexander-Arnold. It started tight, it started a little bit feisty as well. I suspect it's going to go on that way.
Well, Matip getting caught there. Scored in that 6-0 thrashing of Leeds in the week. Henderson. Too much on that, carries through to Edouard Mendy.
Keep an eye on that. I think that's what Liverpool are going to try and do. Thiago Silva is a phenomenal footballer, but he's not lightning quick. And Mane up against him, pace could be a big part of this game.
Chalobah back to Mendy. Big day for Chalobah, drafted into a game of this size.
You know, he had a great start to his Chelsea career. However, he had made a few mistakes recently, then got injured, so you're right, and a huge game for him.
Here's Salah. Once a Chelsea player, of course. Trying to tiptoe his way through the traffic, couldn't. Fabinho. Alexander-Arnold. Chance to fizz one in. It cannoned off Alonso, and Rudiger completes the job. And Mason Mount trying to navigate his way round Mo Salah. It's a Chelsea throw.
You notice that about Mason Mount. You know, he's up against Salah there, but he doesn't bow to anyone. He chases down, he closes down. And even though it's against one of the best, if not the best player in the world at the moment, gives him no space.
Havertz. Little touch there from Kovacic was nice. Havertz feeding it wide. Azpilicueta, great ball, good save. Kelleher as well. First big chance of the game, 5 minutes in. Alonso, and he clears the bar.
Well, Pulisic there on the back post. He's hammered into the right position. There would have been a question of offside. I'm not sure it was, but the ball was played out well to Azpilicueta. Lovely little touch there for Kovacic to stand up, but the elegance of Havertz, talking about him before, gets it in there. That's not offside. That's a perfect ball in, and he should finish that. He should score that one. I don't know if he'll get many better chances than that this afternoon, Pulisic.
Well, Pulisic going close, but Kelleher equal to it. Scored in the 2-2 home draw against Liverpool in the Premier League last month, the American. Salah. Given away to Pulisic. Azpilicueta. Kante. Pulisic ran into Fabinho. Good challenge, Keita. Another excellent challenge, that time from Chalobah on Diaz. And Chelsea come forward again, and the game is beginning to open up a little bit.
I think Chelsea will be a wee bit happier. Certainly Azpilicueta, the captain, getting down that right side time and again. Wins a free kick in this occasion, but he's getting very high up the field, getting that cross in for the chance before and getting a free kick now.
Well, the referee, Stuart Atwell, putting out the vanishing spray. And another opportunity here for Chelsea. Over it comes, Rudiger trying to get there, but the cross was a little too deep for the German.
He's got to go with his left foot there, hasn't he? You're not going to get the ball back with your right foot. But he's an unorthodox player, Tony Rudiger.
Alexander-Arnold. Shut down by Alonso. He was 13, Trent Alexander-Arnold, the last time Liverpool won a domestic cup. Foul on Diaz by Azpilicueta. If Chelsea win today, he'll have won the lot with them.
Yeah, and certainly that'll be on his mind as well. He's been an incredible stalwart. Don't know if he'll be at the club next season, but he's got his work cut out against Luis Diaz. Fabulous player. In
sharply there, though, to try and put Chelsea on the attack. It has been an aggressive start from the men in blue, as Mount goes hunting down Matip. Be relatively pleased, I would have thought, Thomas Tuchel, with his side start to this.
Well, that high press that people are talking about, you know, the big discussion of whether Lukaku would start the game, but knowing you have to play at a high tempo if you're Chelsea, Havertz was a certainty, and that high press it started well for Chelsea.
Kovacic lifting one towards Havertz. Taken down beautifully by Matip. Henderson. Oh, the challenges are flying in that time. Kovacic made sure on Sadio Mane. Thiago Silva. What a fine player he is.
I'll be honest with you, I don't think I've ever seen a better footballing centre-half in my life. Certainly not in Premier League years. Amazing football.
It's incredible, really. 37 years of age now, but if you were to go back a decade, there'd be absolutely no difference with how he plays the game now to back then. Here's Alonso. Touch looked a little heavy, but he has managed to work it neatly. And the cross from Mount was dealt with. There's Silva again. Kovacic taking it off the toe of Henderson. Mount. Chalobah. Out to Azpilicueta. Away by Van Dijk. And a chance here for Liverpool to move it forward. Keita to Diaz. Up against Chalobah, and he almost found a way past him. Swept clear by Rudiger.
That's when Liverpool are at their best, you know, under a little bit of pressure, but they break with pace and they get into the opposition box with such ease, you know, with such economy of movement, limited amount of passing. That was a big magnificent move up the left-hand side there.
It's Liverpool's 13th League Cup final. They've played 9 at Wembley. This is their 10th, 3 in Cardiff. And here they are with Diaz. Shot was blocked. Well, it's been anything but a cagey start, which is good for us.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think it would be. I thought it'd be a very open game, you two teams going for it. You can see 1 or 2 weaknesses. It's not what we usually talk about, but Chalobah is having a very tough time, and I wonder if, as the game goes on, Azpilicueta have to help him a little bit back there. However, they're attacking now.
Havertz stepping on the inside of Matip. Kante. Here is Chalobah to Azpilicueta. Now can Salah get to that? Not quite. Silva snuffed out the danger.
That's what this game's all about. This closing high up, if you can get any player under pressure. And Liverpool there, fantastic, so quick onto it there, Sadio Mane. And I think Thiago Silva might have a problem here.
Looks like he's picked up an injury in the rib area, Thiago Silva.
It did seem rather innocuous, didn't it, when he went down?
Yeah.
It's a real worry for Thomas Tuchel because he keeps everyone calm around him when he's playing.
Well, some real concern here, no doubt, for Thomas Tuchel. Chelsea appearing in their 9th League Cup final, their first appearance since 2019 when they lost on penalties to Manchester City. Cesar Azpilicueta is the only player left, incidentally, from their 2015 triumph against Tottenham. But Thiago Silva hoping that he can add the English League Cup to his list of numerous trophies that he's won throughout his career, and it looks as though he will be okay to carry on.
It's a very unusual injury. You know, just must have tweaked something. Maybe got a little bit of elbow into it.
Well, this is the opportunity for Pulisic earlier on. Best chance of the game so far.
He's getting done everything okay, you know, because he's got to get in there, he's got to get it on target, keep it low. And Kelleher, that's a great save for a keeper who, you know, question marks about whether he should have been starting. Looks like a good decision so far.
Well, he could become the 6th different player to score for Chelsea in both major domestic cup finals. Christian Pulisic, after Bobby Tambling, Peter Osgood, Roberto Di Matteo, Didier Drogba and Diego Costa. So he would be in esteemed company there. And there is Thiago, and he looks absolutely devastated. He was named in the starting 11, but an injury in the warm-up has robbed him of his opportunity.
Do you know that battle there? We've just seen Salah
Rudiger
against
Salah,
Rudiger.
yeah.
Honestly, you could pay entrance fees what's it for that, because they are special players at what they do and they're up against each other.
Diaz looking to work the cross in. Out it comes to Alexander-Arnold. And tied it up by Virgil van Dijk, who is getting back to his best. Not quite at the peak of his powers yet, but not far off. Fabinho using the full width of the Wembley playing surface to bring in Robertson. Keita for Sadio Mane. Matip's going walkabout as he often does. And now Liverpool have to get back because Havertz has it. Slows his run. And now Kovacic. That's a beauty of a ball. How can Chelsea make good use of this? Havertz flashes one in. Mount on the turn. Blocked by Matip. Kovacic blocked by Matip again. Kante. Pursued by Luis Diaz, and it's Liverpool's turn to try and surge the other way. Looking threatening though, Chelsea, when they go forward.
They are, and there's a lot of good performances on both sides so far, but I think Kovacic has been absolutely stunning. That final ball there through, absolute defence-splitting pass. Every ball he's touched so far has been superb.
Robertson looking for the run of Mane, sliding in was Chalobah, but Mane's come away with it. Salah screaming for it. Will it come his way? It won't. Rudiger reading the danger.
You know, Chalobah gets there quickly, but Mane will not give up, chases him down. It's been a difficult start for Chalobah. He's coming back after injury, and Sadio Mane will give him no respite whatsoever.
Well, Diogo Jota is fit enough to make the bench for Liverpool. And what a season he has had with the Reds. It was he who was largely responsible for getting Liverpool to the final. Robertson shifted infield here to Fabinho. Alexander-Arnold. Oh, what a cross that is! And the header from Sadio Mane is horribly miscued.
Got to be a wee bit behind him. You know, it's a great ball, and we've not seen enough so far in this game from Trent Alexander-Arnold or Robertson. But on this right-hand side, when he does get a chance, he whips in a demon of a ball there. There's no doubt it's onside. It's maybe slightly behind him. He wants it a little half a yard in front of him. And Trent Alexander, with his quality, he'll be disappointed with that. It's a great ball and a great chance.
Pinpoint, wasn't it, from Alexander-Arnold. Here's Diaz. Naby Keita, Fabinho. Matip. Henderson. Now Mo Salah. Robertson, Diaz. Van Dijk. It's the Liverpool supporters who are the loudest at the moment. They are the ones making the noise away to our left. And Liverpool still, of course, fighting on 4 fronts this season. Chelsea too far out of the title race, but another opportunity for them to get another trophy in the cabinet, having lifted the Club World Cup a fortnight ago. Mane.
I just feel Liverpool are beginning to find their feet. It's taken them about 15 minutes, but they're looking as if they're getting much more comfortable again in the ball.
Lovely takedown from Diaz. Henderson wants it, little flick from him. Salah. Silva with the block. Mane. Bundled over, I think, by Mason Mount. Free kick in a real position of promise for Liverpool.
Yeah, very, very clever indeed. He knows that he's favourite for that, so he throws his body in the way, waits for the hit, and it's an absolute hit there by Mount. And that's not a clever tackle there. Considering where it is, I don't think there's a position on this field that Mo Salah, or indeed Trent Alexander-Arnold, would rather position this ball.
Oh, Edouard Mendy organising his wall. Alexander-Arnold, Salah and Henderson in conversation here.
I mean, if they've not made up their mind, which they don't look as if they have, plenty of good options, but from there, the temptation, it must be Salah. It must be Salah. The temptation. But then, you know, Trent Alexander-Arnold has got such quality.
Well, let's see what Liverpool have up their sleeve here. It's touched off to Salah. Plenty of power, but the accuracy wasn't there.
Well, that's actually hugely disappointing. The Liverpool fans have watched the capabilities of these two for a long time there. The layback's fine, but it's not put any bend on it. You know, it just comes straight through it. You must have some sort of curl in there. You'll be gutted by that.
Well, what more can we say, though, about his goal scoring? Mo Salah, 27 in all competitions this season. Got a couple of penalties in the week against Leeds. 4 goals in his last 3, and of course hit a milestone last week against Norwich. His 150th in Liverpool colours. Van Dijk under a little bit of pressure from Havertz. Diaz being pursued by Chalobah, who really wanted to win that, and win it he did. Gives it to Mount. And Mount here will try and put the squeeze on Fabinho. Given away to Alonso. Kante. Little touch on its way through from Pulisic, but asking rather a lot of him. And it goes behind for the goal kick.
Do you know, this is an absolutely huge pitch. And that lad Kante just about covers every centimetre of it, but there is no space out there. The pace this has been played at has been absolutely superb so far.
Great so far, terrific entertainment, no goals. Van Dijk. Robertson. Diaz looking to deliver early, he's got Liverpool a corner.
Can't take your eyes off it. End to end. On that occasion, Chalobah gets over there, but I think, look, Luis Diaz is desperate to get in the ball in that last third, isn't he?
Really is end to end. Looking one way then the other.
I thought these players were supposed to be tired.
Not a piece of it.
No one's told them. That's unusual. Short corner, no one going out. Very unusual.
Scooped in now. And Matip was attacking that. Kept alive by Fabinho. Van Dijk. Chalobah in the way of that one. Now it's Mason Mount looking to burst beyond Naby Keita. Mount goes down. And what's the referee going to give here? He's yet to indicate which way this has gone.
Well, I think he's going to give a free kick because he feels that there's been an arm against Mason Mount there. He's gone. Keita he's claiming he's completely innocent. Rudiger said very much the opposite. He's shown the elbow. The referee's just giving himself time, isn't he? He's giving himself thinking time. He might also... Oh, he has given it the other way. Serious confusion between them two. I'd like to see another angle of that.
Well, both managers in the ear of the assistant on that side.
I think we can safely say Mason Mount got one in the mush there.
Accidental, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. But if you flounder your arms about like that, the referee can't give a free kick. You know, you have to keep them down. Wouldn't want any more than that.
Alexander-Arnold. That's arcing the way of Mo Salah. That's an important touch from Rudiger. Started the 2019 final against Manchester City, Antonio Rudiger. Seems to have gone to another level since the arrival of Thomas Tuchel. Henderson. Alexander-Arnold. That's a lovely idea, but he and Mane not quite on the same wavelength.
Which is unusual, because more often than not, those Liverpool players are very much on the same wavelength. It's just as interesting watching those two on the bench. Well, on the bench, they've not reached their bench, they just stay in the technical area the whole time.
Well, Jurgen Klopp could become the 6th Liverpool boss to win this trophy. It would be their 49th trophy as well if they were to lift it today. Mane. Space opening up for Liverpool over on the left here. Robertson deflected. It's another Liverpool corner.
This is what Liverpool want to see. They want to see Robertson getting up there. Not happened often enough in the game so far, but he knows it. He can do that for 90 minutes, maybe even more if he has to. He just needs one of those crosses to get in, because there's real quality in there that can finish them off.
Well, Van Dijk and Matip are forward for this. Over it comes. All manner of confusion in there. A couple of appeals for handball, I think, as well, but protests for now falling on deaf ears. Here's Diaz. It's a good ball. Matip couldn't quite bring the ball under his spell.
I think Liverpool want this ball to go out, see if there's any check for the handball. Are any Chelsea players looking worried at the moment? It would seem Azpilicueta looks a wee bit worried. Oh, he's trying to get his arm out of the way, isn't he? Did he get it out of the way in time? Apparently so.
Yeah, nothing doing there against Azpilicueta. Alexander-Arnold. Henderson. Salah. Looking for Mane. Touched behind by Silva, but these have been testing times for Chelsea over recent minutes.
Yeah, it's just switched, hasn't it? You know, for the first 15 minutes, I think Jurgen Klopp would have been worried. In the 10 and 12 minutes since then, I think he'll be much more relaxed, if he can be relaxed in a day like today.
Alexander-Arnold with the Liverpool corner. Van Dijk getting up, not quite meeting it, cleared by Kante. Beautifully controlled by Mo Salah. Liverpool really getting into their stride now, you feel. Alexander-Arnold, Henderson looking to touch it back for Mane. Cleared once again by Kante, but it remains in the Chelsea half of the field. Keita. Diaz. Push through to Mane. Silva getting in there for Chelsea. And Chelsea here could do with a spell of possession, having to soak up pressure here from Liverpool, who are beginning to control matters.
Feels as if Chelsea haven't touched the ball for the last 6 or 7 minutes. Liverpool playing exceptionally well just now. Everybody wants the ball. Everyone's making an angle just now. It's superb play by Liverpool to squeeze the life out of Chelsea.
Diaz. Nudge through to Mane. Salah was in there. It comes back to Naby Keita. And Mane! Oh! How on earth have Liverpool not scored? Edouard Mendy comes up with a big one.
Oh, that's an incredible save. I mean, you were just about to say, what a goal, what a great piece of movement there. Lovely lay back there. The first save's a good one, but this, he just seems to get a fingertip to it. Let's have a better look at it from here. I mean, he shouldn't get near it, but he's got on quickly. And he has made the most incredible save.
A ridiculous stop from Edouard Mendy. Over comes the corner. Diaz was threatening to get there, flicked away by Chalobah.
Well, that's an even better chance than Pulisic had earlier on, and both keepers at the moment are keeping their teams in this cup final. He's had some period, hasn't he? You know, if you win the AFCON, you win the World Club Championship, and you've just made a brilliant save all in the space of a few months. I think he wants another medal. He's not had one for a couple of weeks.
Away by Silva, but Chelsea simply cannot get out at the moment. Thumped away by Alonso, which alleviates the pressure for now. Kovacic, Kante, Kovacic again, asking Havertz to go after that. It's back with Kelleher.
Very noticeable. It's getting easier for Liverpool to play out from the back now. Very difficult from right at the start of the game. They've been able to do it with not so much pressing, whereas Chelsea, they're getting pushed right back every time the ball gets to the back three.
Kelleher to Matip. No nonsense from Rudiger. And Kelleher is there. Big call that from Jurgen Klopp to start Kelleher.
Yeah, to be honest, we know how good Alisson is, but Kelleher hasn't really done anything wrong yet. And eventually he's going to have to get opportunities at these very, very big games. And you don't want to shove him in one day when he's needed, when he's not ready. Given games like this, he'll be ready.
And Thomas Tuchel had a similar decision to make, of course, with Kepa, or whether to go with Edouard Mendy. I think we've just seen that the decision was the right one to start Mendy for Chelsea. Bearing in mind the nature of the save that he made just moments ago to deny Sadio Mane. "32 minutes played in the Carabao Cup final at Wembley, and it has flown by." Robertson, Diaz. Somehow he's got that down the line for Robertson. Away by Alonso, only as far as Fabinho. He's going to try one from there. Actually smacked it off Luis Diaz, and it's back with Edouard Mendy.
A number of people said to me before the game, could this be quite a dull game? No, and it hasn't been so far. I mean, you know that he's perfectly capable of scoring from that far out, but when you close in here, look at that strong hand. He's got a wee bit lucky as well. It should be left above him. It's a bad miss as well as a great save.
Well, Liverpool coming into this having won their last 9 matches in all competitions. And Chelsea only 2 defeats in 32. And both Premier League meetings this season were drawn.
It was at both of those games, and in their own ways, they're two of the most interesting games of the season so far. And
the 2-2 was a fabulous game, wasn't it? Now Liverpool looking to come through the middle, but now Chelsea can take it away here. Havertz wanted the pass, and he's onside as well. Kai Havertz, he's in, and Kelleher gets a big hand on that one. Well, the flag does go up eventually. Never
thought it was onside for a millisecond. We've got a great position where we're standing up here, and watch Van Dijk. Just watch Van Dijk here. He looks across and thinks, no, I'll just step out. Genius. Brilliant by Van Dijk.
Great reader of the game.
You've got to be brave to do that. You've got to be very brave to do that. The thing is, he never used to do that, Van Dijk. He always used to follow the player, knowing that his own pace would get him out of any trouble at all. He does it once or twice now, but he's clever enough to know when to do it.
And your thoughts on his form at the moment? Is he getting back to where he once was?
I don't think he's there yet. I agree with you. He's not quite there yet, but he is still a fantastic player, and he plays so much of the game with his head. You know, that even if you've not got the pace you once had, or not showing it at the moment, your mind gets you out of it.
Joel Matip, one of Jurgen Klopp's first signings. Across to Van Dijk, and now Robertson. And Mane might get to this. No, it just zips through to Mendy.
You can just see it beginning to happen now. Liverpool know that they've got the Chelsea back line for pace. Chalobah, although quick, doesn't turn quite so quickly. Rudiger's lightning, but Thiago Silva isn't, and they keep on trying to put the ball just behind there, and they only need it to work once. Liverpool are coming close.
Mane into Jordan Henderson, who was looking for Salah. Robertson's cross is a deep one. Salah! Was his the final touch? I think it may have been. Well, he will argue the other way, but the assistant had a good view.
Well, you watch it, Salah now. At the start of the game, Alonso was getting further up the field, but Salah just dragged him back and dragged him back and dragged him back. Get to the back post there. Tough to see from that angle. You know what referees do? It. If in doubt, give a goal kick.
Well, we've seen Romelu Lukaku out there just trying to keep warm. No surprise to see him on the bench rather than in the 11 today?
No, I'm not surprised in the slightest. You know, just the recent form that he's had, the recent form that Kai Havertz has had, and the fact that Chelsea need more energy up front, yeah, not surprised.
Robertson. Now Diaz. And the Colombian twists away from Azpilicueta. Floated long by Van Dijk. Rudiger there to meet it. I love watching Antonio Rudiger. You can see why so many supporters latch on to him. He's such a presence back there for Chelsea. Unconventional at times, but so often gets the job done.
Yeah. Cult figure, without a shadow of a doubt now at Chelsea.
Robertson, another raid for Liverpool down the left. Diaz. Inside it comes for Mane. Kovacic with a challenge. There were cries for a free kick from Liverpool supporters, but on it goes with Alonso. That's a good ball. Havertz, Pulisic making the run for him. It's Pulisic! Stings the palms of Kelleher. And they might get another bite here as well. Comfortable header away by Van Dijk.
Well, that came from nowhere, absolutely nowhere. Suddenly Chelsea had a huge amount of space there. Pulisic could have been played in earlier if he was played in first time. Eventually gets the shot away, but Chelsea needed a little bit of break because the control in Liverpool up until now for 15 minutes has been superb.
Swung high by Kovacic, and Kelleher comes a long way in order to get there. And the pace of the game is relentless. Diaz getting clipped by Azpilicueta.
Yeah, the referees been a bit lenient. I think it's slightly different this season, hasn't it, from seasons before? Not so quick to reach for the pockets. However, chance on. Oops, I forgot. It was N'Golo Kante, it was over there. He doesn't really miss too many tackles.
Well, Liverpool have got a corner here. Jurgen Klopp, who did wear a suit when he last led Liverpool to the League Cup final. He was asked this week whether he'd be wearing one again today. He said absolutely not. He is a proper tracksuit manager.
And he didn't win that game, so
no,
superstition kicked in.
Robertson's corner is too flat, but it's come back his way. Henderson was unmarked, scuffed by Kante.
And many times have Chelsea had to do that, just turn round and basically try and thump it into, space, but there's nobody there.
Robertson. Mendy, safe pair of hands, good handling.
There must be a slight temptation at Chelsea to think, particularly if we lose a goal, to somehow change the system, because with one man up front, the ball isn't sticking now. And because of that, there's total domination of the ball by Liverpool. They're getting no space whatsoever in the midfielders. Kante on this occasion gets closed down. He gets the foul for it, but he's got a little bit lucky for me there.
It was a really bright start from Chelsea, but it's been all Liverpool. Here's Alonso. A lot of pace on that for Pulisic to deal with. There's Azpilicueta. Didn't look too far away at first viewing.
Well, he's swinging at it. It's his left foot. And he needs a bit of curl. He's not giving it any curl, I don't think so, from the angle where it wasn't clear. The ball's come out. You can't take any time to think about it.
Rudiger. Important touch from Matip. Robertson, Diaz. Looking for Mo Salah. He's not going to reach that one. But he was short of options there. Luis Diaz, you can see he put his arms out to say, come on, give me something to aim for.
I wouldn't have a dig at any players just now, because the efforts they're all making, the pace this game's going at, eventually they will have to slow down, they will be caught out a little bit. And at that moment in time, he just had nobody to give him a face.
Now where's that one going? To Salah. He's looking for the return from Mane. Flag is raised as well.
Yeah, the assistant referee got that one right. I think most of the Chelsea players knew it as well.
Given away by Kante, but he's there to pinch it back. A wrestling match with Robertson, and well, the referee's let it go, which is rather refreshing, I would say. Normally somebody gets pulled up for an incident like that. Alonso. Now Mount. Well, Pulisic trying to steer it in the direction of Alonso. Cleared by Van Dijk.
Yeah, he has been fantastic, Van Dijk, hasn't he? He's read everything that's come in there. He's against, Pulisic, who's pacey. He's against Havertz, who's intelligent as well. But so far, so good for the Liverpool back line and Van Dijk.
Kovacic. Silva. Can he get Alonso in behind Alexander-Arnold? The answer is no.
That's not a pass back.
No.
I don't know what they're complaining about. No chance.
Oh, great hunger from Liverpool to win the ball back there. Fabinho. Henderson. Kovacic through to Christian Pulisic. He's got Havertz making a move to his right. Here is Havertz back into Mason Mount, and somehow has put it wide. A big chance, that one.
That's incredible. You just expect the net to ripple, and you know there is a question whether it was an offside here when that finally does come in, though. But good movement there. Fabinho leaves a little bit on there. He has to be careful on that one. That's not offside. That's just a massive opportunity. Have a look at this, though. Pulisic. The referee may have a little look at that there. It's a very late tackle indeed. But this is a great little ball in. So the reason why I asked the question, because you look at the assistant referee. No, he's not saying offside, is he?
Nope. Oh, look at the reaction of Thomas Tuchel. He knows how much of a glorious opportunity that was for Mason Mount.
And what a great time to have scored it would have been as well, you know, 45th minute, right on the half.
Playing 1 minute of added time at the end of this first half. Sadio Mane, Keita, Robertson. Azpilicueta goes out to him. Diaz. Fabinho. Salah. Henderson. Alexander-Arnold. It's a great tackle from Thiago Silva. Well, it's been a rip-roaring cup final that hasn't yielded a goal, but there have been opportunities. Christian Pulisic, early doors for Chelsea. Mason Mount right at the end of the first half, but Liverpool have had their moments too. A huge save from Edouard Mendy in particular to deny Sadio Mane. But at half-time at Wembley, it is Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0, and the second half is coming up after the break.
support different teams, but we are all together against discrimination. So we look up to our players. Taking the knee is a simple act, a peaceful act to oppose racism and discrimination. It's a personal choice. Whenever a player takes the knee or chooses to challenge in other ways, we must support and respect. Prejudice and abuse, whether in the street, in the stadium, or online, has no place in society. Sport is a game, many opinions. There is one approach to agree. Racism and discrimination must be removed from our game. Those who do not agree are not welcome. Because we are all together against discrimination.
And that's the other thing with this as well, is no format. So if I had a format yesterday, we would have known that and told me in advance. The fact we don't have a direct line of
fantastic first half that was. Now, if you look at the big screen, there's a few pictures on there. You can join those fans, post their pictures and get them on the big screen here at Wembley Stadium. So take a selfie and show us who you're enjoying this year's Carabao Cup final with by using the hashtag Carabao Cup final now to appear on the big screen.
Welcome back to Wembley. At half-time, Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. But it was a fast and furious first 45 minutes. Remember, extra time and penalties will be used if necessary. And away we go, Chelsea kicking from left to right in this second half. Pat Nevin alongside me. It's been a thoroughly entertaining match so far.
Well, we were talking to everyone at half-time, and everyone up here in the pressmen have loved it. Looks like we're starting the same way in a second.
Azpilicueta sends over the cross. Out by Fabinho. Now Alonso. Well, he was looking for Rudiger, but put the ball out of play, and Thomas Tuchel furious with that.
Rightly so, because there was an easy ball into Kovacic there, which he didn't play.
Well, some really big moments in that first half. Sadio Mane forcing Edouard Mendy into a quite ridiculous save. Mason Mount towards the end of the half going close. And right at the start of the game, Christian Pulisic denied by Kelleher. So far, nothing to split them.
It's one of those games. I mean, the managers know it, players know it. If you miss a chance, like those chances in the first half, and your team lose 1-0, you'll always think about it.
Jurgen Klopp managing in his 10th major final. Only won 3 of them, but won the last 2. The Champions League in 2019 and the Club World Cup in 2020. Matip taking a risk. Well, he's got away with it, but only just.
He's trying to look cool there, and he isn't cool. His heart's beating there. He's very, very fortunate, but just aren't able to keep that up for more than 10 or 15 minutes at the start of the half. First half anyway.
Kovacic. Alonso. Pulisic. He's found Havertz. Faced by Matip. Gets on the outside, drills it across. Oh, wicked ball in, only needed a touch.
You know, the quality of Havertz, we always say that he's an elegant footballer. It's the way he drifts by players. I thought it may have been offside. He's not good angle there. But just the way he drifts by, it's a simple little edge to his left there, puts it across with pace, and you want somebody to be firing in there. Pulisic is inches away.
Is this his best position, Kai Havertz, playing down the middle? Because he's played in all sorts of positions.
I think the 10 or the false 9 or the 9.
Mo Salah trying to run at Rudiger, who just held his ground. And Mo Salah bounced off him, hit the deck. And the referee says, you ain't getting a free kick for that.
I think what Rudiger's saying is, well, I was standing here. What do I do, evaporate?
He's the immovable object, isn't he, Antonio Rudiger at times?
And that's the point. Salah is an unstoppable force. And that's what is coming up against each other today.
Pulisic. Oh, he's picked out Mason Mount, who's in! Incredibly, it comes off the inside of the post.
He can't believe it. And he can't believe it either. He's got through. It's never offside. I'm sure it's not offside. We'll see it from the angle here. The clip ball in there by Pulisic, well onside. And he had more time than he realised. He just snatched at it slightly.
Good spell this for Chelsea. They've started the second half well. Poked away by Matip. Well, that is the closest we've come to the opening goal in the 2022 Carabao Cup final.
I think you've got to say Chelsea have had 3 clear-cut chances. Absolutely clear-cut stick-on chances. And if you're Romelu Lukaku, you're thinking, well, wait a minute, had I got them, I might have finished it off.
Right, it took Liverpool a while to get going in the first half. And it's followed a very similar pattern, actually, this second half as the first half did. It was all Chelsea for the first 10 or 15 minutes, then Liverpool took over. Here's Robertson. Diaz. Mane. Diaz juggling it through, and Mendy able to push it away. And Liverpool really putting the pressure on here, but a free kick has been given in Chelsea's favour.
Yeah, having a look at Mendy, he stayed down there. An unorthodox save, but it was a very, very good save. He stayed down. There's no reason why he would do that, other than he has got a little bit of an injury. I don't think we need to guess where.
Well, he's had an enjoyable few weeks, Edouard Mendy. Success at the Africa Cup of Nations and the Club World Cup as well. And I think he should be all right. They're just trying to stretch that one off, whatever it is. He did make a phenomenal save in the first half. And Kepa is ready just in the event that Mendy can't continue.
It's the thing, it's not a panic for Chelsea, because Kepa, well, Mendy was away at AFCON. Kepa was excellent, absolutely superb, and there were even questions been asked whether or not, you know, Mendy would walk back into his place. And looking at Mason Mount, he loves Chelsea so much. He wants to be such a big part of the future. He may one day be captain, but he could almost, just at that moment, put his team ahead, and it's just got behind him slightly. But he had more time than he thought he had.
Well, Thomas Tuchel was beginning to punch the air, and in the end was left punching the turf in frustration, having seen that effort from Mason Mount come back off the post. Diaz being doubled up here by Azpilicueta and Chalobah. A lot of pace on that for Mendy, not that it should be a problem for a goalkeeper of his quality, and it wasn't. A bit of an error from Azpilicueta, who was running out of room. He was being boxed in, and it's gone out for the Liverpool throw, which Van Dijk takes. Liverpool unbeaten in their last 11 games in all competitions. Their last defeat was against Leicester just before Christmas. Robertson fancying the run against Azpilicueta. Not quite sure of his bearings there, though.
Do you know, that's brilliant play by Azpilicueta, because Robertson's decided, right, I've got the pace, he'll not stay with me, but instead of jockeying, he's ran straight towards him. Very unorthodox defending, superb by Azpilicueta.
He's been a fine servant to Chelsea, hasn't he? Now in his 10th year with the club. I'm hoping that he finishes on the right side of things, having been to 2 League Cup finals before with Chelsea and lost both times to Manchester City. Alexander-Arnold for Liverpool. Salah looking to hook it in field, but the ball had gone out before he played it back in.
I don't think Liverpool will be too panicked just now. You know, as you say, they had a tough start to this game, first 15 minutes or so. Tough start to the second half, but they know that spaces will open out. They just can't afford to lose a goal in this period of time.
Azpilicueta looking to bend it into Old Havertz. Fabinho gathered by Mane. Out to Luis Diaz, who's looking to take on Chalobah. Twisting and turning, causing problems, and winning a corner off Chalobah in the end. But he seems to have slotted in seamlessly, doesn't he, into this Liverpool team?
He's been magnificent, you know, and it's a hard thing to do to come to a new club, new country, new system, everything new. He looks as if he's been here for about 5 years. With real belief on the ball. He is a top quality player, and he just looks like a Liverpool player already, all over. And he's given Chalobah half-time, but he stuck with him there.
Robertson's corner at the Liverpool end of Wembley, and all of them very disappointed with that delivery, as was the player himself.
Yeah, it's interesting to see that Wembley's done what all the other grounds have done. Turned the AstroTurf just off where the players take the corner kicks, and players hate it, absolutely hate it.
Great to see it full though. Of course we went through the pandemic, didn't we, but brilliant to see Wembley packed to the rafters for the League Cup final. And Azpilicueta has a bit of an issue here, and Reece James is being prepared.
Yeah, Azpilicueta, he's not the type to go down. And for Reece James, I mean, a huge moment. And the possibility you could have thought of the likes of Callum Hudson-Odoi could have done that. Similar position. Reece has been out for a long time, but he's young, naturally fit. And even though Azpilicueta is a huge player for Chelsea, I'm not convinced this change weakens him in any way at all.
Well, he's been out since the end of December with a hamstring injury, Reece James. I'm sure Thomas Tuchel was tempted to putting in the starting lineup, but he is going to get his opportunity. And Cesar Azpilicueta limps away and out of the action here.
Sad to see that. He's a player that he gives absolutely everything. It's not the first time he's had to go off the cup final injured.
Well, Reece James will get an almighty welcome from these Chelsea supporters when he steps on this Wembley surface, that is for certain.
Coming onto the pitch, number 24, Reece James.
And there it is. They are thrilled to see him back.
That could make a big difference to Chelsea, not only today, but for the rest of the season. They have missed him, and to some degree Chilwell. So if he can get through this, it could make a big difference, but he's got some defending to do first.
Robertson's throw. And Reece James straight into the thick of the action, able to get rid of that. Of course, it brings a goal threat as well, doesn't he, Reece James?
He certainly brings an assist threat.
Salah, Alexander-Arnold, and Rudiger can let it run through to Edouard Mendy.
It does sometimes look like a bull in China shop, Rudiger, when he goes chasing. But, you know, it's phenomenal how often he gets in the end of the balls, and if you're a player playing against him, you don't really want to be tackled by him at that pace.
Oh, James sold that pass a little short for Chalobah.
Do you know what? You're not quite ready for it. You've not warmed yourself up. It's all a bit of a bluff for Reece James at the start of the second half here.
Alonso, that's a clever ball. Can he get there? Here Mason Mount tucked inside and gets it back and fires straight at Kelleher. Defence into attack for Chelsea.
Absolutely, but Pulisic, he was flying in as well. There was another option there. I mean, you don't blame him for taking the shot there, but the movement of the Chelsea's front three or four has been very good there. Mount gets the ball down. Nice little knock back there by Havertz, but there was a possible little pass in there for Pulisic if he was running in, but Havertz, his link-up play is magnificent.
Well, Mason Mount having a big impact on this final. Recently come back from an ankle injury that he suffered in that Club World Cup. So good at linking the play, but has had big opportunities to score today. Neat leave by Mane. Keita and Chalobah both going for the ball. Advantage played by the referee. Robertson. Can he get the return from Diaz? He can. Turned into touch by Thiago Silva, who now will race towards the referee.
I think the referee made a big mistake there. Both players down. There is no way in the world they're acting. He should have stopped the play there, because that looked as if there could have been serious injuries there from both players. Very committed. And to be fair, the referee's got to look at that. He's got to look at that. And if you, some of the sending off that has been recently, I mean, honestly, We've seen a lot worse than that that's led to a red card this season. Studs up, out of control. I mean, last season that's a straight red.
Yeah.
You don't even discuss it.
Yeah.
That's a red card. Keita's going down saying he's injured. But to be fair, I think he knows fine well that if the referee goes and looks at this, he's got a decision to make.
Well, we do have VAR in operation, of course, so eyes everywhere. But Naby Keita has at least got back on his feet, but Chalobah in
I'm not sure what's wrong
great
with
amount of
Naby
pain.
Keita. So he hurt his studs when he put them in there.
Right on the inner thigh of Nathaniel Chalobah, and also getting hurt where you wouldn't want to get hurt.
I'm sure you can see what the referee does. I mean, to be fair, I don't think the Chelsea players are pushing it too hard there with the referee. And I'm not suggesting for a second it was deliberate, but it's, you know, slightly out of control, studs up high.
Well, Trevor Chalobah held back to his feet.
I mean, I watched again last night. There was a sending off and an undeliberate one in the Premier League, and it certainly wasn't as bad as that.
No.
So a slight surprise there. The referee's not going to have a look at it because it doesn't look as if he's going to look at it.
No, he's having a chat with Virgil van Dijk at the minute, and Stuart Atwell is going to get on with the game here. And Trevor Chalobah is at least moving okay, because that will have hurt. There is a handshake between him and Keita just off the pitch below us. Havertz. Pulisic takes charge. Diaz tracking back for Liverpool. Robertson being pursued by Reece James. Matip managing to dribble round Mason Mount. Thiago Silva in quickly on Luis Diaz. Kante. Alonso. Corner to Chelsea.
He's done well there, Alonso. Didn't have much in the middle. Havertz has come out wide, so had to hold the ball up a little bit. But there's real good movement there. Mason Mount trying to get the Chelsea fans who are behind that goal roused a little bit. And this is certainly an area this season where Chelsea have been very, very dangerous. Thiago Silva in particular, he attacks everything.
Well, Silva is in the mix here for Chelsea. And it's gone beyond everyone in there in blue. Oh, not a good kick from Mendy at all. And look at this, a break on here, and Salah's put away here. It's Mo Salah, and Thiago Silva manages to hook it off the line.
Oh, you and I are right, we've got a brilliant angle here, haven't we? And it looks as if it may have just been either hitting the post or going past. Thiago Silva couldn't have known that. Very, very poor clearance here by Mendy, really poor. He had to take a little bit more time there. Perfect time in the mount, he's not offside. The ball's just flicked, he has to beat the keeper. Nowhere near the power, and I'm not convinced it was on target either. You see from here, was it? No, I think that was hitting the post.
But great determination and desire from Thiago Silva. And that one comes right across the Chelsea 6-yard box as well. It's Reece James who brings it clear.
To be fair, it's another golden opportunity for a top quality player in an amazing game.
Noise levels are going up again. We still don't know the destination of the Carabao Cup. We do know it's leaving Manchester, but is it going to Merseyside, or is it staying here in the capital?
Honestly, you sometimes watch Thiago Silva play and think, are you playing in a beach in Rio, or are you playing in a Wembley Cup final?
Henderson, Salah, looking to drag it round Alonso, and well, the referee has given Liverpool a free kick.
Mo Salah's fantastic that. He makes sure he keeps the ball close. And to be honest, if you're Marcus Alonso, you need to stand off there. You need to stand off. You've not got control of the ball. He's got the ball the wrong side of you. You just need to stand off.
Well, Liverpool had a free kick in a similar position at the other end of the field in the first half that resulted in Mo Salah striking way off target. But Andy Robertson has joined the conversation this time. It is within striking distance. Alexander-Arnold planting the ball down. Matip and Van Dijk have come forward for it. It's scooped in towards Mane. Van Dijk! Joel Matip for Liverpool! Breakthrough at last! Chelsea 0, Liverpool 1.
What was very, very noticeable is that Chelsea completely expected it to be a shot on target, and they fell hook, line and sinker for it at the back post there, and when it was headed down, they had no chance whatsoever to recover from it. Great ball into the back post there. Just put it in a dangerous centre across, and there's Matip following through. Can't miss from there.
Mane across goal. And Matip is there. Midway point of the second half. Liverpool nudge closer to a record-breaking 9th League Cup title.
When they're looking at the offside here, it's possibility Van Dijk's foot's offside, there's no doubt about that, but how involved is Van Dijk? Does he stop Reece James from getting round and holding him back? Do you know what? He's definitely holding him back, and it doesn't give Reece James a chance to go and make that challenge. So I can understand why they would want that. He has to check that. He's holding him back, and he doesn't get a chance to get back in and make the challenge. And the referee's got a big call to make here.
Oh, Stuart Atwell has been sent to the monitor.
It's a very subjective one, and we all know usually when they go to the monitor they change. Reece James here, is he blocked by Van Dijk? That's what we need to know, because there's no way that Mane's offside there. And I know what Reece James would say. He would say, I was impeded.
Well, the VAR team at Stockley Park was saying Virgil van Dijk was offside, and the Chelsea fans celebrate.
He was offside, there's no doubt that Van Dijk was offside, but the question is, had he impeded while being offside? And he had.
Well, Virgil van Dijk with a look of disbelief on his face, and Joel Matip thought he put Liverpool in front.
He's got everything except a goal this game. Absolutely everything except a goal.
Well, it's certainly been full of drama, even if we haven't had a goal.
And that's what the VAR was brought in for, to make sure they got the decisions right. And the referees had the chance to really look at it. Big call like that.
Henderson. Tracking back was Alonso. Salah. Mane. Diaz. The angle tight, pulls it across. Put behind by Silva. I just wonder whether the disappointment having that goal chalked off might just fuel Liverpool's desire.
Well, just Mendy's gone down. He's going to slow the game down again for Chelsea. They need it just now. Not unlike the first half. 15 minutes. Chelsea totally on top, making lots of chances. And then suddenly, Liverpool, when Chelsea run out of a little bit of gas, they begin to take over again. And once again there, Mendy in the wars. Again, I don't think there's anything deliberate there. But I don't know, I don't think it'll have an effect in Liverpool. I really do believe that Liverpool, the way they play, they'll feel they should have got the goal there, but they'll also think, yeah, we can get beyond this defence. They've got clean through a few times. They've had Salah through, should have scored in this half, and they came as close as you can get to scoring before it was ruled off.
Alexander-Arnold's corner, a lot of pace on that. Here's Diaz. Robertson. Henderson for Alexander-Arnold. Blocked by Chalobah. And Chelsea trying to weather the storm at the moment.
Just that's panic again, just leather upfield. Almost you should be played for touch at this point in time because they're under so much pressure, Chelsea.
Fabinho angling one out towards Diaz. Kovacic, Kante. Reece James. Well, Chelsea just trying to take the heat out of this, I think, at the moment. Keeping hold of the ball.
Very sensible. What is slightly worrying for Chelsea fans, Reece James has looked really rusty. Really rusty since he's come on. It's not easy to come on at this pace again, generally.
Reece James playing it through.
To be honest, there was a ball on there, just a little bit too heavy.
Fabinho snapping into the challenge on Kante, who then leaves his mark on Mane. And Liverpool get the set play.
I think that may have hurt Kante just as much as it's helped Mane. Big call now to make these changes.
Romelu Lukaku and Timo Werner coming on here for Chelsea.
Making their way off the field, number 19, Mason Mount.
Mason Mount departing, hit the post in this game. That was a big chance, that one. Replaced by Timo Werner, and Romelu Lukaku is on as well for Pulisic.
We're intriguing to see what happens now. Obviously Lukaku will be up on point. Havertz maybe moves back to his kind of 10 position alongside Werner and his pace. They could do it another way. They could make it a 3-5-2, but I suspect Werner will be used for his pace in the break.
Well, for now, they've got to help out in a defensive capacity, those two who've just come on. And goes the Liverpool free kick. Van Dijk is in there. Diaz. And poked away by Reece James. There's been a lot of talk around Romelu Lukaku of late and in the build-up to this game. Only 7 touches against Crystal Palace a week ago. Mane's ball across behind Mo Salah. Alexander-Arnold fired straight at Kante. It's come back his way though, and that's gone straight through to Edouard Mendy. But where do you stand on this chat about Romelu Lukaku at the minute, Pat?
Do you know what? He just has to change it himself. There's no point blaming anyone else. You're playing centre forward. You've got to get involved in the game as much as you can. And if you have got scraps to work off, you've got to work off those scraps, and you certainly need to make sure you put, you know, if you're not even getting a lot of the ball, you just have to make sure that everyone else sees that you're working hard, and that's exactly what he needs to do right now.
Well, we're around 15 minutes away from extra time. Will this be settled inside 90 minutes? Now that's turned into a really good ball for Luis Diaz, and Chalobah is chasing him down, and Mendy spreads himself brilliantly and makes the save.
Is anybody going to score today? Incredible chances, great pace there. You know, he gets away, real pit down the left-hand side. Diaz does everything just about right, you know, and he hits it at the right time. He keeps it low. It's perfect. It's on target. But Mendy at the moment, I think he's getting inside forwards' heads. Great goalkeepers do that. And at the moment, he's growing in stature by the week.
Alexander-Arnold with this latest Liverpool corner. Away by James. A few cries of handball in there as well.
I think that was mostly from the Liverpool fans. There was not much from the Liverpool players themselves.
Hit his chest, I think.
Yeah, it's one of those games when we have a look at it here. Yeah, nothing on that at all. It's one of those games that you actually wouldn't mind getting the extra time, would you? It's been such an entertaining, exciting game. I think most fans will say, right, okay, it's going to be a long night, but I'll say what, it could be fun.
It certainly has been an absorbing affair, this one, between two heavyweights at Wembley. Well, some changes in the offing for Liverpool as well. Harvey Elliott getting some instructions there from Pep Lijnders, and James Milner will be coming on as well. And there will be a little bit of history made when those two take to the field, which we'll come to in a moment. Here's Lukaku, picked up here by Werner. Kante goes to shoot. Had too many in red around him. Stolen back by Kovacic, who lifts it on towards Lukaku, who left it for Werner. Havertz! It's over the line, is it? Well, the flag's up.
Once again, I feel it is offside. We'll have a look at it again, but I don't think there are going to be too many complaints. I think Lukaku, in the first instance, when the ball was played across, and maybe even Werner as well, it's not unknown for Werner to be caught offside once or twice. You know, a little bit slow in getting out, all those players there, but I think the two of them were offside.
Yeah, absolutely the right call, but we've had everything but a goal. Credit to Kelleher, who flung himself at the effort, but Thomas Tuchel again left frustrated, as he has been on several occasions this afternoon.
You just look at it, the way Pulisic ran everybody, and you're going to get exactly the same now from Werner. That's going to frighten that defensive line there. But just looking at Kai Havertz, he must have thought, I've scored another one.
Here's Timo Werner. Needs options in the middle, perhaps. He might do it alone, though. Over it comes, and swept clear by Andy Robertson. It'd be easy to criticise Romelu Lukaku for not getting up there quickly enough, but let's not forget, Timo Werner really does shift.
And it's all about making sure that you're on side at the right times, getting into the right place at the right times. There's no point complaining about it. That's the job. You've got to do it.
Looks like it's going to be a triple change here for Liverpool.
I was actually the game at Inter Milan when Liverpool made 3 changes, and it completely changed the game in the most positive way for them.
So Jordan Henderson goes off, James Milner comes on, so too does Harvey Elliott. Naby Keita. There's another player making way.
Making their way onto the field, number 7, James Milner.
He becomes the oldest Liverpool player to play at Wembley at 36 years and 54 days. A previous record held by Kenny Dalglish. Diogo Jota
onto the field, number 20,
is
Diogo
on
Jota.
for Sadio Mane. And Harvey Elliott, who's also come on, is the youngest player to represent Liverpool at Wembley. 18 years, 329 days old. So, in the throw of a dice, they've got the oldest player to represent Liverpool at Wembley and the youngest now on the same field. But changes are plenty for Liverpool. Kelleher comes a long way to deal with that. Kovacic. Fabinho sliding in. Jota threatening to race away, but the referee will bring it back.
Oh, he's very lucky, and he's smiling because he knows how lucky he is there. He was being crowded, he was running out of legs. There might have been a little bit of a nudge, but he knows he was lucky. I don't think Jurgen Klopp agreed with that.
No, Stuart Atwell's walking over in his direction at the moment.
Do you know, the referee has been exceptional so far with, you know, letting the game flow a little bit. There's been some tough, close decisions to make. He's went to the monitor when he had to. And I'm happy he's just had a little word with Jurgen Klopp. We didn't win anything silly.
Yeah, not a single booking's been made in the game. He has tried to let it go. Here's Elliott. Left by Salah, intelligently done. Jota to Diaz. Pull back here to Milner. Salah, Milner! Oh, his eyes lit up for a second.
Very noticeable how you look around, who's getting tired just now. I'm looking at the likes of Kovacic. Can he survive the rest of the game? There's other players that are beginning to look a little bit weary. They play a lot of games in a very short period of time, but this has been lightning quick, this one.
Visit drinkcarabao.co.uk to find out more.
Kante. Dispossessed there by Milner. It's a good ball out to Reece James. Leave it in beyond Lukaku. Alonso is too strong for Elliott. Werner. Kante. Swept out to Reece James. Silva. Alonso stretching to keep it in with his head. Belter clear by Alexander-Arnold. Matip back towards Kelleher, who's struggling. Did it go out? Assistant is looking across the line.
He's a bit slow to get it down the line, and of course he's got the goalkeeper between him and the ball as well, so tough one for the assistant to see.
Robertson, look at him go. Flick on from Havertz. Lukaku. Well, kept it in, but it went straight to James Milner. Elliott. Oh, it's a fabulous ball out to Salah. But Alonso took it off the Egyptian's toe.
You know, Salah has been a wee bit quiet, just a little bit of flashes here and there. And of course he had that fabulous chance. You just get the feeling if Salah gets one more chance, he won't miss the next one.
Elliott. Salah. And it goes towards Diaz. Important touch on that from Chalobah. Liverpool corner.
Well, Liverpool have looked very, very dangerous from corners. They put them in dangerous areas. Van Dijk's attacking it, Matip's attacking it. Surprised they're taking a shot.
And Robertson gets it back from Salah, drilled across. Chance here for Diaz. Robertson back in. Matip was sniffing, and Chelsea survive somehow.
Oh, pinball in there. They cannot believe they got away with that, Chelsea. It just wouldn't sit. Obviously, goalkeeper gets in the way. There's plenty of blue shirts there. Living by their fingertips at the moment, Chelsea.
Liverpool looking for the big finish. Matip. Milner. Salah, Elliott. Now it's gone loose and Timo Werner has pounced on it. Well, he and Kovacic got in each other's way. It has reached Havertz. Robertson helping to get it back to his keeper, Kelleher. Kovacic again winning a big header for Chelsea. Kante. Less than 5 minutes to go. Reece James. Alonso will keep it in. Lukaku with a target, missed by him. Comes to James, the whistle's gone.
Yeah, it's just a bit of desperation there from Lukaku. You know, he's not going to win that ball there, giving away a free kick. This is an easy option for the referee to blow his whistle there. Gets all the pressure off.
85,512 is the crowd here at Wembley, and it's looking like they're going to get more bang for their buck here because extra time looms.
Well, they've had their money's worth already. Maybe they get some more.
Fabinho. Diaz still full of running. Milner. Havertz for Chelsea. Could we be in for a late winner here? Havertz again. Kante looking for Werner. Oh, Alexander-Arnold just getting there.
You know, I'm watching this game and I've got a huge beaming smile on my face because it's such a joyously enjoyable game. It's end to end. You think Liverpool on top, then you think Chelsea are on top, and the quality's been good. It's just ebbed and flowed, and neither side at this point in time deserves to lose.
Kante bundled over by Jota, I should say.
One thing that's helped Chelsea a little bit just now, if Havertz can stay fit, him coming from a little dip deeper, he actually is much better from this position in terms of goal scoring.
James. Chalobah. Kovacic trying to thread it through for Alonso. Here goes Mo Salah, and Kovacic knew exactly what he was doing there. He will get a booking for it.
Yeah, he's not going to complain about that, because he can't complain about that. And Mo Salah in that sort of position. Let's apologise to Mo Salah, but that won't help very much. It's closer to Twickenham than Wembley, that tackle.
First card of the game as well at this late stage. We are in the final minute of the 90. Up it goes to Diogo Jota. A tussle there with Rudiger. It is a corner.
I mentioned before the last corner, Chelsea have looked a wee bit rocky when the ball's been played in. The quality's been good from Liverpool. In the last one, they probably had about 3 or 4 chances when the ball was played in.
Oh yes, again, Van Dijk and Matip are putting themselves in the mix. There'll be 6 added minutes here.
This wouldn't be a bad time to score.
Oh, fabulous header from Van Dijk. Mendy was up to it, and Salah looking to retrieve it and left fuming.
To be honest, Chelsea have looked all over the place at corner kicks, haven't they? The free kick as well almost led to what could have been a Matip goal. Obviously it went to VAR and it was offside. But the times that the ball's been put in there, Van Dijk, Matip, and Fabinho now and again, they've been getting on the end of it, and Chelsea have been very lucky to get through without losing a goal from a set piece. That's never a penalty kick, not a chance.
Well, Van Dijk with a firm header there, and again Mendy up to the challenge. Reece James' header. Oh, and Lukaku could be in. He's fed it through to Werner. What a fabulous block from Alexander-Arnold. The flag is up on this near side, by the way.
Lukaku was off again, so he needs to get himself onside there. But he's so desperate to get through, he just goes a yard early.
Robertson. Fabinho. Salah. Pushed on to Diaz. There's Jota after the initial block from Thiago Silva. Another Liverpool corner, and Chelsea better prepare themselves.
Yep, time after time that corner kick comes in, and time after time Liverpool get an opportunity from it. You just wonder if the ball finally comes in when Liverpool decide to send someone over to take the corner kick. I mean, should Mendy actually take the chance and go out and try and collect something, because they look so dangerous, Liverpool, with these crosses.
Well, Chelsea holding firm for now, but Diaz is there to pick up the bits here. Now it comes to Milner. And there he is again, in bravely. Alexander-Arnold really lashed that one into Reece James.
Yeah, the referee has to stop that. If it's hit the referee, you can't get an advantage of that. The thing is, both teams will say it should be their ball.
Ouch.
No, gives Reece James an opportunity to recover.
I think that will definitely take the wind out of his sails. But these two German managers have locked horns today, and we still don't know which one of them is going to come out on top. So game restart, Jota. Foul on Kovacic this time. Really put himself about, hasn't he?
Yeah, and he's had a very good game. You know, technical football, he drives forward a lot, you know, holds the ball as good as anyone in the field. And he's lasted quite well. I mean, it's a long one for him in this midfield, and Jorginho might be tempted to come on later.
Alonso. Alexander-Arnold sticking with him, he's managed to deliver it! Oh, and Kelleher saving that one in his near post. And Jota going after this, but Rudiger will make sure he can't reach it.
It's one of those ones, if you watch Chelsea often enough, you don't worry about Rudiger in those situations, he's going to win. But here, this was his chance. Lukaku, I'll tell you what, he does brilliantly, doesn't he? Gallagher, great save there, but Lukaku, that's your natural striker. That's what you bought him for. And to be honest, there's no complaints there. He did everything right. Gallagher was just equal to it.
Well, the goalkeepers have certainly played their part this afternoon. Matip. Chalobah safely back to Mendy. Werner. Alonso. Work back here and lifted in towards Lukaku. Just a shade too much pace on it for him, but he applauds the idea, Romelu Lukaku.
Yeah, we keep on playing those balls in there. He made the right run there. He didn't go too early this time. He held his run right. It's just a poor ball into him, but his reactions are much, much better this time. He's looking lively and up for it, Lukaku. Having been a former Evertonian, I think he'd enjoy scoring against Liverpool.
I think he probably would. Well, it has been a pulsating Carabao Cup final. Full of drama, chances at either end. A goal rightly chalked off for Liverpool after VAR got involved. So after 90 minutes of play, there is
Is it Origi? No. No. Canati is now. Yeah. Well, danger in the air. He's a monster. He's fabulous.
Here at Wembley, Liverpool making a change as we move into extra time. Ibrahima Konate has come on to replace Joel Matip. And we have 30 minutes more. And no one is complaining.
Absolutely not. It's been a superb game so far. And Konate come on. Interesting, because Lukaku's looking very, very lively. He's just a man to stop him.
And Konate launching one up towards Jota. Robertson. Now they're down the line. That's one for Luis Diaz to chase. And certainly Chalobah has had his hands full with him all day long.
I mean, as indeed any player would, to be fair, because he's a top quality player. Chalobah's been out for a long time, and he's came back and he's stuck to it. That's the point. He's absolutely stuck to it. It's been a really enjoyable battle to watch those two. Maybe more enjoyable than the Rudiger versus Salah one, which I thought was going to be the real eye-opener this afternoon or this evening.
Van Dijk.
The thing you will say about Liverpool at the start of the extra time period, they better not start the way they did the first two halves. You start first 15 minutes bad, it's over.
Alexander-Arnold, Elliott, and what a moment for Harvey Elliott as well, after the horrible injury that he had, to be able to step out here on this turf with Liverpool.
Yeah, I mean, I was there for the first game back against Cardiff.
Yeah, scored, didn't he?
Yeah, rousing reception he got was incredible, and it's a joy to see him back. Talented, hugely talented young player.
Here he is on the ball now. It's a lovely first touch that takes him away from Kovacic. Diaz, really well played. Robertson's ball across. Alonso is there for Chelsea. Fabinho. Diaz. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, you have to be careful of those ones. They can actually cause injuries. I think he should be okay there. I was just worrying in case he'd actually maybe twisted his ankle as he tried to stop there. Slightly out of control. Yeah, no, his left ankle held.
Well, Jurgen Klopp says he's never worked with anyone like him, in so much as he's always smiling every single day when he walks into the club. Always a beaming smile on his face.
It's the first time you've seen him not smiling with that little injury there as he rolled over. But he should be able to smile today, because he's had a really superb game, hasn't he?
Alonso. Lukaku pointing to where he wanted it. It's come his way, and now he's got Van Dijk for company. Werner looking to clip it into that top corner.
It was offside. I think Lukaku was offside again. But you know what he's trying to do there? You know, Werner's lacked confidence a little bit. We'll just watch it here. Oh, that was close. That certainly was one the VAR would have looked at. The assistant referee's given it, and we're going to get an offside played from that position there, but that was extraordinarily tight. This game's been in such fine margins, hasn't it? You know,
Just
hitting
a
the
bit.
post, great saves by the goalkeepers. Inches either side could have made such a... This could have been 3-3, this game, just as easily as 0-0.
Definitely. Alonso. Run into a bit of a cul-de-sac, has to come back. Rudiger. Aiming for Lukaku. Holds it up well. Werner. Kante. Well, they've switched it out to the right. Rudiger picking out Reece James. Havertz. James coming onto this, and the block goes in from Robertson. Patient play from Chelsea.
Yeah, good ball play. Rudiger there. He's very, very good at that ball. 50, 60-yard ball right to the feet. But Chelsea not quite so fluent when Lukaku's up front. You know, much more fluent team when they've got Kai Havertz, but he's moved out to that wide area, and he's a danger coming in from a slightly deeper area as well.
Kante. Kovacic. Silva so cool under pressure there. Werner. Kovacic, Werner again. It's Timo Werner. And Kante is well wide of the mark with that.
Not noted for his striking, but we'll have a look in the middle here. The ball comes across. Now, good work by Werner. Plays the right ball in, but look at Lukaku in the middle. Give me the ball, give me the ball. And it doesn't even get close to him there. And Kante, you can't blame him for shooting. It's a cup final, but and just about everybody else is at the goal.
Well, Jurgen Klopp is ready to bring on Divock Origi.
Well, he's made big differences in some big games.
He
Come on.
He absolutely has. He's come up with some big goals during his time, hasn't he? And Luis Diaz departs, who can be hugely satisfied with his performance. He's been excellent. Gets an embrace from his manager, and Divock Origi is now on.
Yeah, Origi goes up front, and Jota goes a little bit further to the left there. Salah still on the right. That gives it a different option though. Can play it a little bit longer, a little bit straighter to him.
Now scored a couple of goals in the League Cup run this season, Divock Origi. Here you go, Chelsea though, pushed on to Romelu Lukaku. Needs a goal and gets the goal, and flag is up. How Lukaku needed that one to be a legitimate one.
He did everything just about right, but he's so desperate to get in early. And we shall see it here. It's going to be very tight. It's going to be very tight. And he probably hits it so close as maybe his knee. We're going to have a close look at this one. I mean, that's brilliant. When he gets there, the player's fantastic. The VAR will definitely look at it.
I'm inclined to say he's not offside there.
It's his right knee against the foot of Van Dijk. And it is so close. It is millimetres again.
Well, they've checked it.
I'll tell you what, that was a quicker check than I expected.
Well, if they could all be like that, it would be far better for the game. They reached that decision very quickly.
I wanted to savour that VAR moment and look at it a lot closer for a change. N'Golo Kante, latest person to go in the book. Quite a few people asked me before the game, what's your prediction? You'd be an idiot to predict this one, honestly. And you'd be just as daft to try and predict it now. There've been so many chances. You get the feeling something weird's going to win it in the end.
Free kick Liverpool. Swung in by Robertson. Van Dijk was up there. Elliott. In from Salah. Jota climbing with Reece James.
That's a bit of a concern for Chelsea. That may be Tony Rudiger down there, trying to see him at the back post. It is. Looking by his face, can it be that bad?
No, I think he's all right.
Shall we say big character?
Yes. Do you think his game has gone up another notch since Tuchel came in?
To some degree. I thought he was... I didn't agree with the negativity that was about him beforehand. I've always thought he was an absolutely phenomenal defender, but he's added other parts to his game as well. So yeah, it's gone up a notch, but it was improving anyway. And anyway, it's pretty good in the first place.
Here is Trent Alexander-Arnold. Elliott. There is Rudiger. Timo Werner showing interest, but Van Dijk is there to tidy things up for Liverpool. Mo Salah. One of his quieter afternoons, but we know the ability he's got. He can change a game in an instant. Havertz.
That's really good defending by Liverpool there. They could have been caught in the break, but the intelligence of movement with Konate and with Van Dijk there just killed off that little moment there was a space.
Lukaku getting in front of Konate and getting Chelsea the free kick as well.
You see that with Lukaku doing that now. You know, there was a period of time there with Chelsea, he just wasn't doing it, wasn't being strong enough. He was slow into it. You've got to be powerful and make people fail you. That's exactly what Thomas Tuchel wants him to do.
Well, you are right to point out that particular duel between those two. That's going to be interesting. Mo Salah. Alonso stole it from him. Havertz. Kante. Chalobah. Out to Reece James. Oh, Chalobah's ball in simply wasn't good enough. Made that easy for Van Dijk to get rid of, but Chelsea build again. Rudiger.
I don't think Thomas Tuchel wants Rudiger there right now. Wants him back to give a little bit of cover.
James. Werner in the box, Lukaku's in there as well. Havertz and Alonso perched on the edge of the box. Chelsea just biding their time here. Rudiger now looking for Werner. Van Dijk is there. Alonso. In the end, it's the boot of Mo Salah that just breaks up the rhythm of Chelsea.
Hard ball to take there. That was absolutely fired into Havertz there with a bounce just in front of him. I think Havertz is lucky to manage to get a throw in from it, but again it's ebbed and flowed again, and Chelsea are having a little bit of a stronger period just now.
It's Chelsea's 26th cup game at the new Wembley, Liverpool's 8th. So the men in blue, plenty of experience playing here. Chalobah and Jota threatening to get clear for Liverpool before he's been pulled back by Reece James.
Well, the Chelsea fans do tend to call this Stamford Bridge North. The Chelsea fans do tend to call this Stamford Bridge North. A bit cheeky maybe.
One of your old clubs, Tranmere, I think, refer to this place quite lovingly as well, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They spend a lot of time here, considering their
Prenton
position.
Park South.
Sometimes the fans give it away, don't they? The Chelsea fans are saying a lot more just now because they've had this little period of positivity.
Origi for Robertson, Jota. Alexander-Arnold fires the cross in. But Alexander-Arnold hasn't got in too many advanced positions this afternoon. Not as often as he normally does anyway.
You make a very good point, and I would say the same of Andy Robertson.
Yes.
You know, I mean, again, Liverpool, when those two are phenomenal, and between them, is it 25, 26 assists so far this season, which is extraordinary for anyone, but particularly for full-backs, stroke wing-backs. But Chelsea play with wing-backs as well, and that's stopping them. And Alonso and Azpilicueta in the first half, it was a great battle in that wide area. But how many of those similar sort of crosses did you actually get in from Azpilicueta? You get one or two in the first half, so they've kind of cancelled each other out to some degree.
Alonso bringing Havertz in. He's got half a yard on Alexander-Arnold, looking for Werner. A shade too high. Alonso keeping things alive. Back in from James.
Havertz knows he's offside, so he won't chase that ball.
The fourth official has indicated there'll be a minimum of 1 minute of additional time.
And once again, there, Lukaku's holding that ball up very, very well. And Havertz puts that's a dream ball in. Of course, Lukaku's thinking, if only I'd been in there.
We're in added time in the first half of extra time. Jota. Kovacic. Well, he got clipped, but he stayed on his feet. Advantage played by the referee. Havertz in a tussle there with Alexander-Arnold. It threatens to boil over between those two. Yeah. Forehead to forehead they go.
We don't need that.
No. No need for Harvey Elliott to get involved.
It's a shame it's been played in such brilliant spirit so far, hasn't it? It's an absolutely magnificent spirit. And I think that's just two very, very well-matched players against each other. And I think certainly Kai Havertz felt that he was fouled and kept on going. I mean, that's just... calm down, lads.
Well, there is a card in the referee's hand. I wonder whether he'll book the pair of them, Havertz and Alexander-Arnold.
Well, that is the easy way out, usually, isn't it?
And that is exactly what he's doing. So both of them in the book.
I mean, it's kind of slightly stuff and nonsense anyway. But it's one of those ones where that could end up being one of them getting another yellow card later, which could ruin the whole final for them. And I was going to say it could ruin the final. Nothing could ruin this final because it's been exceptional.
I just hope that however the winning goal, if it does come in open play, comes, that it doesn't stem from a mistake.
Yeah.
You know, a piece of individual quality, fine, but the effort that these players on both sides have put in, you would not want them to be guilty of making the mistake that leads to the win for the opposition.
Absolutely the case. But, you know, sometimes you get to your extra time and, you know, players take the foot off the gas and they're worried about making a mistake. It's not happened here, which is great.
There we are then, half-time in extra time, and still we cannot split them at Wembley. It remains Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0.
By the way, I'd love to see that offside again. Honestly, I'm not sure. Even they showed you the lines there. I mean, that's what the technology is, and you've got to trust the technology. But it looked as if they were going off the bottom of his sleeve. And it's one of those ones, the millimetres wasn't supposed to be the thing anymore. But they've used every millimetre of it there, haven't they?
Well, a change for Chelsea as we get ready for the second half of extra time. And Jorginho has come on for Kovacic.
For the final 15 minutes of extra time, let's hear you for Chelsea and Liverpool!
And it will be Chelsea to start this second period of extra time at Wembley. It's been a marathon match so far.
It has been. It's been a marathon competition between these two teams this season. They've had nearly 5 hours of football together, and we still can't split them.
Jota. Alexander-Arnold. Milner just couldn't get hold of it. Passed out by Mendy to Thiago Silva. Reece James. It's 33 weeks to the day since Jorginho was last on this pitch, winning the European Championship with Italy. Hoping to create more memories today. Alonso looking to deliver. He's got Chelsea a corner.
A lot of tiredness over that right side for Liverpool. Slightly surprised by that. Certainly Trent Alexander-Arnold, he's looking a little bit leggy. He's put in a shift today. Salah doesn't really come back and help him a great deal. So up in that left-hand side, Kai Havertz has started to go float over there and obviously get the pace of Werner, causing a few problems in the last 15 or 20 minutes.
Reece James with the Chelsea corner. Gallagher came but didn't quite make it. Bumped away by Alexander-Arnold. Put into touch by Timo Werner.
I think in a similar situation, had that ball be coming down to Salah, he would have held it. I wouldn't suggest it was a good idea for Werner trying the same in that situation. I think he did the right thing.
Well, Liverpool have only failed to score in one of their previous 17 visits to Wembley, and that was the 1966 FA Cup final. Chelsea have kept them out so far. Silva. Is Kante going to make it?
Well, he had to make that there because he got that one wrong. He's already on a yellow card.
James. Well, Jorginho teases the foul out of James Milner.
There's that little gap again there. Havertz tries to go by Trent Alexander-Arnold, who didn't follow him. I just wonder if he's fully fit at the moment, Trent.
Jorginho lifted into Lukaku. Just couldn't bring it under his spell.
And you just know Lukaku at his very, very best. He gets that, he takes it down and he maybe hits it in the half volley with a second touch, but it would have been a hard skill anyway. But he's getting into the right positions there, which must be a concern for that Liverpool defence.
So hard to call this. It's been an intriguing contest. Both teams have had really dominant spells within the game. Just when you think you might see a goal for one team, the other side then enjoys a spell of possession and puts the pressure on. Lukaku, oh, great ball. Havertz! The man for the big occasion is denied.
Are we ever ever going to get a goal scored in this game?
I'm beginning to think not.
It's incredible the amount of times it's come close. This got to be a VAR. Again, we'll watch it here. I thought this was very, very tight. I mean, the assistant referee's confident, and he's right to be confident.
Yeah.
I mean, Havertz there. World Club Cup, Champions of Europe. He could have won another one with a single one-goal. Oh.
Thomas Tuchel was on his way down the touchline. He had to quickly check his run.
No, but that's what you let the VAR for. And by the way, they didn't need it. Assistant referee was all over it.
Yeah, bang on that. Reece James. Where's he going with this? Robertson has won it for Liverpool.
There's a strange tension around the stadium, isn't there? There isn't roars all around it. It's just everyone's so incredibly tense.
Everybody's hooked on it, aren't they?
Yeah. It is like watching one of those great series. You just, what's going to happen next? You have no idea. Where's the next twist? Do you know what? Watching Thiago Silva there, I would urge anyone, if you ever get a chance, watch that guy and just watch him header the ball. He doesn't header it like anyone else. It's always a pass. It's phenomenal.
What a player. 37. And looks as fit as a fiddle, doesn't he? It bounces off Lukaku. Here's Van Dijk. Robertson. Alexander-Arnold into Milner. Origi looking lively. It's played into Jota instead. Reece James was right on him. Kante to Werner. Keeps it in. Oh, that's rather disappointing to say the least.
Well, considering, you know, the run that Havertz had made there was superb. Alonso had gone and he put 60, 70 yards up that left wing as well, and that's a really poor ball under no pressure at all.
Robertson trying to bend it in towards Origi.
Yeah. Carabao may well be in the old injuries going again.
Yeah. Chalobah down, but play continues. Milner. Alexander-Arnold. Salah. Rudiger getting in his way. Great defending.
I mean, it still holds that I've been watching Rudiger for about 2 years, and I honestly can't remember anyone getting the ball, going past him and getting the other side. I've watched the likes of Hazard trying to play against him. Salah. He's an extraordinary defender. And
still uncertainty surrounding his future at the club as well. He said that it's down to the club whether he stays or goes, which is interesting. He's put the ball firmly in their court.
Well, that's interesting. If it goes to penalty kicks, do you bring on Kepa?
Well, he's got an outstanding record, hasn't he?
Yep, specialist. There's a substitution left.
Yeah. Milner. Robertson. Still plenty of time for this to be settled before we get to penalties, though. Alexander-Arnold. Salah. Well, that was too short from Alexander-Arnold.
Yeah, but he's made an effort to go forward, and it's the first time he's done that in a little while, so very, very clever play by Alexander-Arnold. He's taken a little breather for about 5 or 6 minutes, got his second breath, and It's giving them a chance to try and go forward a wee bit again.
Origi leaves it for Milner. Fabinho. Salah against Alonso, looking to cut in field. Havertz takes it from him. Oh, now Salah's taken it from Rudiger. Mo Salah. And poked away in the nick of time by N'Golo Kante. And now Lukaku for Chelsea. And he rides the challenge of Fabinho. Alonso motoring into the box. Werner's in there as well. But someone else is there in the shape of Virgil van Dijk for Liverpool.
Well, you talk about Thiago Silva at one end, you've got to talk about Van Dijk down the other end. And he just always knows exactly the right position to get into. With just a few moments ago, Mo Salah, he didn't need to beat the man who's been trying to beat all day. He was given the ball by him. Didn't make the best out of it.
Havertz over there being hassled by Alexander-Arnold, and the end result is a Liverpool throw-in.
Yeah, there's more weary mistakes becoming more obvious now, and players are running out of gas out there. And a few moments ago, Fabinho tried that tackle on Lukaku. That's a tired one. That's a I don't want to chase you tackle.
Alonso weaving his way down the line for Chelsea and tucking it inside for Havertz. Here's Werner. Poked out by Konate. Flag was up already though.
It was hilarious because I think it was Alonso on the far side there, and the ball's going through. He thought, no, that's offside, I'm going to chuck it now. He started walking back. And it looks like he's going to come on. Yeah. It's extraordinary. You know, and remember, Mendy saved a penalty kick in AFCON in the final that allowed Sadio Mane to score the winning penalty.
How would you feel if you were Edouard Mendy, having played the entirety of the game and then subbed off, going to penalties?
Oh, you'd be disappointed because goalkeepers love that because there's no pressure on them whatsoever. There's no expectation on them. But, you know, I'm sure that's been talked about at the club before. You know, he is very, very special at them, Kepa. Very special at penalties. He reads it well. And he is better at one-on-ones with penalties than Mendy, so why not do it?
Yeah, well, he holds a club record of saving 8 penalty shootout spot kicks, does Kepa. So no wonder he's being prepared by Thomas Tuchel. Salah. Fizzed into Origi. Milner. Robertson flashed into the middle for Jota. And now Chelsea can break with Timo Werner. Kante. Well, Virgil van Dijk just looks like he's out for a jog in the park.
Oh, man, I mean, reading up the intelligence, it sounds as if, you know, any player should be able to do that. It's very, very hard to learn how to do that. You're against top players and you make them look average. I mean, we're now into that area where if you make a mistake, that's what's remembered. And you've mentioned it already, but I still don't really see that players taking it easy yet. I still feel as if everyone's trying to go for the win at this point in time, which is what you should be doing in a cup final, especially one that's been as exciting as this. And I'm struggling to remember a better 0-0 that I've actually ever seen.
Agreed. Elliott, Alexander-Arnold, tossed in towards Divock Origi, missed by Chalobah, but missed by Origi as well in the end.
Just had a little sniff, didn't he? Just a little bit there. It's a tough one, and it's going to happen. It's going to do it.
He is going to do it, and Edouard Mendy will be replaced by Kepa with penalties on the horizon. You might remember the final in 2019 when Kepa refused to go off when Maurizio Sarri was in charge. But he will come on here to a rapturous round of applause from the Chelsea faithful. An embrace between the two keepers. A very interesting move from Thomas Tuchel. But Kepa, who is a penalty-saving expert, is on.
Not only an expert, but also there's a psychological thing going on here as well. If you're a Liverpool player and you're walking up to take this penalty, you're thinking, I'm against an expert now. Yeah. Everybody knows this. He reads it better than just about anyone else around. So not only is he good at saving them, but he's also getting inside the heads of the opposition. So I can see why Thomas Tuchel has made the decision.
Well, Kepa kicking long for Lukaku. One additional minute at the end of extra time. Penalties are coming unless there's something very dramatic at the end here, and Lukaku giving chase with Konate.
He actually made Lukaku look slow there, but he's not. Konate's just lightning quick.
Well, no foul on Origi. Oh, there is now.
Oh, he took his time, didn't he?
He did.
We think about it. It's one of those ones, if you're a referee and you make a mistake now, and you allow that to play on and it's a free kick, yeah, that's a hard one to deal with. Explain that one away. And I'm one of these people who actually thinks penalty kicks are such a phenomenal entertainment that this game deserves them.
Certainly does. And it will be penalties to decide the outcome of the 2022 Carabao Cup final. These two have slugged it out, full of drama. However, it will be the two keepers who have the opportunity to be a hero. Kepa is on for Chelsea, the penalty-saving expert. And it has been a marathon match, but we are edging closer to finally figuring out whether this trophy is going to Merseyside or is staying in London. So at the end of extra time, it is still Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0, and now it's down to penalties.
By the way, big call. Who wins the toss here? Massive call. Who wins the toss?
So Jorginho and James Milner have come forward for the coin toss. And the penalties, we're about to find out which end they're going to be taken at. This could be crucial, really.
I think it could be incredibly important.
A big roar from the Chelsea fans because the penalties will be taken at that end of Wembley Stadium.
Here we go, the 2022 Carabao Cup final to be decided on penalties.
So here we are then at Wembley, penalties to decide the winners of this year's Carabao Cup final.
Will it be Liverpool?
The penalties to be taken at the Liverpool end of Wembley, Pat.
Yeah, that's exactly what Liverpool would have wanted. What James Milner walking up here. You want someone with experience to come and take your first penalty. Can't get much more than that from the man that's just about to walk up and take the first one.
So James Milner, who today has become Liverpool's oldest player to play at Wembley, to face Kepa. And scores. Liverpool up and running in the shootout.
Yeah, it's a great penalty kick, absolutely superb penalty kick. A lot of pressure, and everyone will be pressure. But when you've got the lead, it makes it much worse for the team chasing it.
Marcos Alonso for Chelsea.
We talk about getting a little bit of experience up for us. That's exactly what they're doing now, Chelsea.
It's Alonso! Right into the bottom corner.
Had to be. One of those ones, if the keeper goes the right way, if you don't hit the side netting, he will almost certainly save it. And that's a magnificent penalty kick there.
Fabinho up next for the Reds. Kepa trying to psych out Fabinho here, being told to get back on his line by Stuart Atwell. Fabinho, straight down the middle, just floated it down the middle.
You need some ball to do that in a cup final, but also in a penalty shootout. Pressure on this man is extraordinary, considering what he's been through recently, considering the expectation, considering the cost, considering he's a former Evertonian in front of the Liverpool fans.
Romelu Lukaku, so much has been said about him over the last month or so. Big weight on his shoulders here. But he puts it away brilliantly.
Another one that probably just about hits the side netting. Keeper goes the wrong way, but he'll be trying to look cool, and he does look cool. But I bet he was breathing very, very heavy on the way up.
Virgil van Dijk next on the spot for Liverpool. 4 penalties taken so far in the shootout, all scored. It's Van Dijk, and he hammered it in.
Well, there hasn't been a better one so far than that one. He's laced that, and he's right in the corner. You get a feeling if it's not a perfect penalty kick, it's not going to be good enough here. And everyone's been in the corner except the beautiful little dink from Fabinho.
Kai Havertz, who always seems to lift himself for the big occasion. Won Chelsea the Champions League, won them the Club World Cup, and now hoping to score in the shootout at Wembley. Havertz rolls it in. Great penalties so far. Great variety as well from the spot from both teams.
Real quality, and dare I say it, a Liverpool player from a long time ago, John Aldridge, used to take exactly the same penalty kick. That was a superb penalty. And Trent Alexander-Arnold, to be fair, he's looked a little bit tired, and I think he was getting a little bit of treatment just between the two halves. It can make a little difference sometimes.
So is he scoring, yes or no? Are you leading me somewhere with that?
There is absolutely no chance I would take that. It's a 50-50.
Still waiting for the first penalty to be missed. Alexander-Arnold doesn't. Emphatic.
I mean, honestly, the quality so far has been extraordinary. However, every single penalty, the pressure increases in every single player. And you just look at Chelsea, they've left probably their best penalty kick taker to last. And it's not this man, he's not bad usually.
Reece James, back from injury, to face Kelleher. This to level up the shootout at 4 each. Staring dead ahead and scores, and we are now into sudden death territory.
Absolutely. And who have you got left? I mean, he's pleased with that. Funnily enough, he does look quite calm. A brilliant, brilliant penalty kick. And you've now got Salah, almost certainly Jorginho after that. I mean, how long is it going to take these teams apart? For most of a season, and there is nothing between them so far.
I think I better ring the wife and tell her I'm not coming home until tomorrow. Mo Salah, who scored 2 penalties in the week as Liverpool warmed up for this game with that 6-0 thrashing of Leeds. Liverpool's leading goal scorer, and he finds the top corner. Wonderful.
You have to explain to people, this looks very easy. I promise you, it is anything but that in any game, but particularly in a game like this and in situations like this. And of course now, Jorginho, will he do the hop, skip and the jump?
Didn't he have a penalty saved here?
Same goal
last summer. Didn't matter in the end, Italy still won, but I wonder whether that is anywhere in his mind right now. Jorginho has to score or Liverpool will win the League Cup. And he does score.
That's just, we take it for granted. We honestly take it for granted, the quality that some players have. And you know, the nerve that they have in situations like this. But that's extraordinary. You know, just watch when Mo Salah did what he did. Now it gets harder, because you're now on to players who probably didn't want to take a penalty. This is different. Having said that, Jota doesn't lack confidence, does he?
No, he's flying this season, isn't he? Diogo Jota scored both goals against Arsenal to get Liverpool here in the semi-finals. Jota facing Kepa, and he thundered it in.
Well, every ball just about has gone into the corner so far. So someone was going to take a chance to lash it down the middle. It's a big chance to take that. He knew what he was doing. But this is a call. This is a player who, again, you don't expect to be taking penalty kicks. He wouldn't be in your top, well, he's 6, but he wouldn't be probably in your top 10 normally.
Well, he's a cult figure at Stamford Bridge, is Antonio Rudiger. And he scores as well. These penalties are phenomenal.
Yeah. And you know, the keepers very rarely went the right way, but when they've went the right way, there's been power. They've been hitting the side netting, just about scraping the post as well.
Speaking of a player with cult status, Divock Origi certainly has that where Liverpool are concerned, when you remember some of the big goals that he scored during his time at Anfield. Origi steps up and finds the back of the net.
And it's such a battle of wills now, because the previous one goes down the middle from Jota. You might be thinking, right, the goalkeeper might wait this time, he might stay this time. But it's a double, triple, quadruple bluff. Now we've got a player absolutely who you would not choose, you know, to be taking a penalty kick. He is one of the most fabulous players we've seen in recent history.
N'Golo Kante only needs the League Cup to have won everything with Chelsea, and he needs to score this to keep that dream alive. And the dream is still alive for him.
I'm beginning to change my tune now. This is easy. it's extraordinary. I mean, he's made up his mind early, obviously. I mean, Thomas Tuchel was talking to him beforehand, and you could see him drumming it into them. Just make up your mind, don't change it.
7 each in the shootout. Andy Robertson up next for Liverpool. The Liverpool fans holding their breath. A big fist pump from Andy Robertson. You can see what that meant to him.
Yep, he's done really well there. Phenomenal pressure, he's kept calm. And he's put power on it, so if the keeper goes the right way, he's got to make a decent save there. That's a very good penalty kick.
Well, I think it's fair to say that Timo Werner has had a difficult 18 months with Chelsea, but says, by his own admission, he's surprised that the Chelsea fans have been so patient with him. He's got to score. And he does, and Kelleher got something on it.
That's the closest yet. To me, the closest yet. I mean, that is a good penalty. I just wonder if it was maybe slightly off his line, but it's gone right, got a little bit, but you've got to put it in the corner, you've got to get pace. If you do that, you have every chance of scoring.
Next, the youngest player to represent Liverpool at Wembley, Harvey Elliott, at 18 years and 329 days old. The weight of the red half of Merseyside on his shoulders here. It's Elliott, and he buries it. Great passion from the youngster.
It's a fantastic thing to see. That will help him in his career going forward. You know, to have that sort of pressure, stand up to it, brilliant. And a man who has scored a few goals, but they're generally with the head.
Thiago Silva, highly decorated, the ultimate professional. This shouldn't faze him.
He's usually the coolest man in the whole stadium. Will he be here?
And it didn't faze him, not one bit.
Not a jot. Do you know, we're getting closer and closer to the keepers.
I was just thinking exactly that.
And you kind of almost want it to get there now. You really do want it to get there now, just to see, because it's been such an incredible final, with such tension in it. You can, and if a goalkeeper misses a penalty kick, there's no real blame. There's no expectation there. But if a player does, there is. So, Kanate, last in the list.
Ibrahima Kanate, summer signing from RB Leipzig. Oh, and Kepa got something on that as well, but it does make its way in.
Again, he's gone the right way. He's not got a strong enough hand, but that's what they've been asked time and time again. And I'm not surprised the two last penalty takers are the ones that have gone with here. That was so close. But what that's done has put an almighty stress on this young man who's just come back from injury. He's had a tough time today. He's worked hard. Chelsea fans will like what he's done. But this is a huge moment in his young career.
Trevor Chalobah. Whistles and jeers going on all around him. And he scores.
Try not to smile. Just you try not to smile, mate. I think that's just sheer, utter, total relief. So we're going to get it. We're going to get the keepers.
10-10 in the shootout. We have squeezed every last ounce out of this, and we are now down to the goalkeepers.
Here's a point. Would you rather have Kelleher taking your penalty kick or Alisson?
Alisson.
Exactly. We shall see.
Kevin Kelleher says this is the biggest game of his life. Ho, ho, ho. We'll remember that for a while.
Wow, that's as good as any penalty that's been taken so far. Same question. Would you rather have Kepa taken than Mendy?
Well, Kepa was brought on to save the penalties. He's not been able to save one. Mendy looks on. It's Kepa! And it is Liverpool who win the Carabao Cup as Kepa blazes it over the bar. The man who was brought on to be the hero in the shootout, sadly, is the villain in the shootout. He's consoled by his teammates whilst Liverpool celebrates. And exactly a decade on from their last League Cup triumph, they will raise the three-handled trophy again.
I mean, an extraordinary afternoon, evening. I thought it was going to be all night in football. No team actually deserved to lose there. That was a brilliant, brilliant piece of football. There weren't enough goals, but in the end, we almost got dozens of them because of the penalty shootout. These two teams are top quality teams. These two teams have got great managers. They put the effort in and they treated this competition with the respect that it absolutely deserves. And you worried if that was not going to be the case over the years. And they have done it proud today.
World Cup, but winning a trophy here means a lot, doesn't it? Because this is Wembley after all, and Wembley is special.
Yeah, here, in front of a huge number of your fans, you can share it with them. You know, sometimes you win trophies abroad, or you always, obviously, they had the problems of lockdown before. This feels like you can actually share this with every one of those roughly 40,000 Liverpool fans that are there. And they've deserved that as well. They've wanted to share that with Jurgen Klopp. He's one of them. It's a brilliant moment for him. He's deserved this moment for a long, long time, because what he's brought to Liverpool, but also English football, has been very, very special. You know, a positivity, a lightness of heart about him as well. And whoever you support, it's very difficult, even if you're a die-hard Evertonian, to not like him for what he does and his attitude. So, well done, Jurgen. Enjoy your night. You enjoy it as well, because you certainly deserve it.
And there he is, revelling in every moment. Jurgen Klopp.
I got my sunglasses out, that smile's out again.
Well, it has been a collective effort, and by that I mean a team effort, a squad effort. Jurgen Klopp at pains to point out this week, it's not just about the superstars in his team. You know, he's used players from the youth teams, the under-18s, the under-23s, and he said if Liverpool were to win it, it would be for the whole club. Everybody's been involved in this run to the final.
Yeah, they have, and you know, the teams have to do that now. You know, there's the league, the Champions League, you've got everything going on, so you don't take a chance with players unless you have to. And the Chelsea players are trudging up there to pick up your, we'll call it runners-up medal, but I know what I called it. It feels like losers, you know, and you don't enjoy it. You know, time's gone by, you know, the opposite team would stand below and applaud you up. It kind of doesn't always happen these days, but it's not a disrespectful thing, I don't think, now, because the way that it's organised, you know, the winners get it on the pitch, etc. So they'll go and pick up those medals, but I don't think there'll be high tariff ones in their collections.
But you get a feeling with this manager in charge that Chelsea might be making this walk quite a few times in the future when the boot is on the other foot.
Yeah, and you wouldn't be surprised at it, because they've got this far, they're always competitive. They're a team that actually looks as if they're getting better as well. And he's only been here a very, very short time. But they can enjoy the very, very few Chelsea fans left in here to applaud them getting their runners-up medals. And I understand that. It's been a late night. And that bunch are used to winning.
We hear that term fine margins all the time, but this game typified it, didn't it, in so many ways?
I don't know if I've ever known one where, you know, posts been hit, offsides, both sides, you know. I mean, the offside where, you know, Matic could have scored the winning goal. I mean, it took us ages to figure out what it is. And then you look at the offside where Lukaku, I mean, that is millimetres. So, fine
I'm not
margins.
entirely convinced about that one either.
Oh, no, well,
I'm brutally honest.
We'll be looking at it closely later.
Yeah, certainly will be. Well, those Chelsea players getting their runners-up medals. Mason Mount, who, of course, it felt like years ago that he struck the inside of the post in normal time.
You think how early on in the game was it Pulisic had a chance in the first few minutes? Yeah. It's extraordinary, the amount of players who could have won that game, and you could argue should have won that game. It's extraordinary that it went all the way 0-0.
Shake of the head from Edouard Mendy as he makes his way back down the steps. Thomas Tuchel, great manager, had such a successful spell already in his short stint in charge of Chelsea. They'll be fine picking themselves up from here, I'm sure of that. But Liverpool are still competing on 4 fronts this season. It's not completely out of the question, is it, of them doing an unprecedented quadruple. It might still be on the cards.
Yeah, well, don't worry about that. tomorrow. They'll enjoy this one tonight. They won't get a lot of time to enjoy it. The game's coming thick and fast, but what a lovely feeling it is to Chelsea taking the pressure off themselves for getting some silverware already this season, and Liverpool, you know, that takes a little bit of the pressure off too.
Well, an embrace between Romelu Lukaku and Sadio Mane. Fierce adversaries on the pitch, but clearly enormous amount of respect between both sets of players here at Wembley. And the Liverpool players gathering and waiting to make their walk up the famous Wembley steps. Minamino there, just out of your picture. He's played a massive part in Liverpool's run to the final. I recall that quarter-final game against Leicester City where Liverpool were on the brink of going out, and it was his goal right at the death that took the game to spot kicks on that occasion. So it underlines Jurgen Klopp's point about this being a collective effort. You are looking at the record-breaking Reds of Liverpool. Officially now the most successful club in the competition's history. Jordan Henderson raises the trophy aloft. A 9th League Cup success. This three-handle trophy is heading to Merseyside. Liverpool, the 2022 Carabao Cup winners.